Hope you guys are doing very, very well. Let me see. Hope you guys are doing very, very well. Blessings and abundance, peace and prosperity. So I had a message. I'm gonna come on here, and the message that I was receiving, okay, um, was we walk by faith and not by sight. Okay, because the eye that is within us, the true eye, sees all and knows all. Okay, so when in doubt, tune in and tap into the truth within thee, which is God is inside of you, right? So um the message that I was getting was you were prayed, into being. And when I say that, is I mean it in a way that your lineage, your ancestors, okay, for some of you, this is a recent ancestors, they prayed for you to come into existence, okay? For some of you, you might have had, your parents might have had a very challenging birth. Either you or your mother was going to pass away during your birth. Um, Something with the birth or the carrying of the child for some of you, okay? It is something with the lineage, okay? But you were prayed into something with your not just the lineage, but something with people praying you into being. And it's funny because not only am I seeing like a child being born, but also praying who you are, the version of you who you are right now, it was prayed into being. So that's also representing yourself, the past version of you, the version of you that you know is here and now, right now. This version of you was prayed to be. The version of you that you are now, understand, was prayed into being right now. So the old version of you prayed for this version of you. The 5-year-old you prayed for the version of you that you are now. Whether you believe it or not. And I don't mean that, oh, I have money, I have a car, I have a fancy this. And no, 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 no. When I say this, I mean that the version of you that you were as a child, a teen, whatever, prayed for you to come into existence with the characteristics that you have. Even if you feel like you're flawed, even if you feel like people don't like you or you don't have a lot of support, whatever the case, whatever the outside world is saying to you, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, what is happening inside of you is that you were prayed into being. The old version of you prayed that they could be this version of you, that they could have the freedom that you have. Even if you feel like you don't have it, you got to understand that the old version of you, okay, from its perspective, this is a better you. So we're not talking about material things. We are talking about your spirit, your strength, your courage, your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding, okay? That old version of you prayed for you to come into being. So even if you don't have the fancy this and you're not living in a mansion and you're struggling to pay your bills, that's not what we're talking about. The version of you that was here is like, I'm so grateful they became this version. Okay? So the old is honoring and acknowledging the new, the you that you are right now. And also you're actually in a phase, if you're seeing this, you're actually in a at a space, okay, where you're actually peeling back some layers and you're basically in transition to the newer version of you. So like you are even becoming even made new, even more, okay? But remember, there's nothing new under the sun. So this is not really new, but it is new for the version of you that you have been. But there's nothing new under the sun. So you have always been, you have always known, you have always been guided, and you guide, okay? So some of you, this is people outside of yourself that prayed for you to be in this experience, in this life, okay? Some of you, like I mentioned earlier, your parents might have had a challenging birth, and because that challenging birth, they had to pray hard. They had to get the pastors, they had to get the friends, they had to get everybody they could to pray that you made it here into this realm safely. Some of you, you can write a book at how traumatic or your experience was, okay? So I'm here to just encourage. And look at, I was getting a call. So this is important, okay? I'm here to encourage you to honor the version of you that you are right now. Even if you feel like you don't have it all, you feel like it's, you struggling with this, you struggling with that, you are so much stronger, wiser, even if you fell off, even if you didn't do the right things, even if you made mistakes, even if you feel like you should have did better, you could have did better. It doesn't matter, because you are the version of you that the old you prayed to be. Okay? And you are steps closer as you continue to exist here in this realm, right? You become stronger because of the actions you take. Now, if you see and you feel like I'm not even gonna, that's the adversary. That's not the true you. You have to override the thoughts. Not all thoughts are yours. Not everything you hear is truth. But you have to sit inside of yourself to know the truth, which is you are brilliant. You are a light, even in the darkness. You have embraced the darkness because you had to go through the darkness to embrace it, to become or be open to the light. You had to be isolated. You had to be in upheavals. Okay. You've had to climb up mountains, literally and figuratively, to get to be who you are right now. And who you are right now is beautiful. Even if you're struggling with an addiction, even if you're struggling with lack of support or lack of this or lack of that, okay, the version of you who you are, the strength who you are, the veil is about to be peeled back. So whatever veil that was put over your eyes where you couldn't truly see your greatness, where you couldn't truly embrace who you are and your authenticity and your beauty and your magic and your power and your passion for life and your joys of life and your drive and your muse and all that stuff. That's all that veil that was put over your eyes to keep you from seeing that, because what was going on, okay, is that there are beings that are here. What they were doing is they were using certain types of technology to whatever you put out, whoever you were, they was taking it and turning it in to benefit someone else. Okay? So whatever energy you was putting out, it was coming back to you not well, not great, not producing anything. Okay? So you know how they say you know them by their fruit that they bear. But there's been a lot of people destiny swapped. There's been a lot of people that have been energetically luck been taken, joy. A lot of people that was placed around you to, keep an eye on you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of technology has been used to make you believe that you were less than who you actually are. But who you actually are is grand, is great, is bigger than this life, bigger than you could ever even fathom. And the people that you were raised around, grew up around, they knew that, but they needed to fulfill their ego and to keep you boxed in like they're boxed in. They had to destroy that. Okay? Some of you, they didn't do it at a younger age. Maybe they started doing it as you got older. Maybe some of you, it was when you were younger. Some of you, it was your teens. However, let the story, the message resonate with you how it's supposed to. But just understand that there's technology that they was using through the false light, the false matrix, whatever you want to call it, and they were inverting. It's a lot of inversion happening, and it's been happening, but that's been crumbling. It's been falling. That's why things have been dismantled. Things are coming to the surface. Everything's rising to the top. It's like it's coming to a head. You get a pimple, and you see that pimple, and it looks like your skin, and then eventually it starts to change and turn into like red or white or whatever, and the head is ready to pop. And that's what's been going on, is it's coming to a head for you to really see and truly see your greatness, your power, your magnetism. Okay, because you are great, you are grand, you are magnificent, you are brilliant light upon this world. Like, I just saw a vision of a lighthouse. Okay, the lighthouse doesn't go to the boats, to the ships. The lighthouse stays in its place. Okay, and it allows who needs to see the light to come to it. That's why us any of us rushing and trying to push to get, oh, I need the, I want people to see me. I need people to, no, allow the divinity that is in you, which is the light in you, to allow everything to come to you. Okay, because of the trauma that many of you have experienced throughout your life, you have this thought process to believe that you have to go, do so much in order to be loved, in order to be cherished, in order to be respected, in order to be acknowledged, even. Okay, when it is false, it is a false storyline, it is a false narrative. Okay, it is a false the false light. Okay, so now you're coming into this realization because the veil is being lifted. They put a veil or something over you where you couldn't see the truth of who you truly are. And you are starting to see who you are, and not through the eyes of the world, because the eyes of the world wanted you to believe the false story. They wanted you to believe you were nothing. They wanted you to believe you were just an addict, or they just wanted you to believe that you were weak. Like there's a song that made the weak say, I am strong. Made the poor say, I am rich, because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks. I just want you to take some time to just give thanks. Just thank. Just all you say is just in your language or wherever you are in this world, just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Because although there is a lot of wickedness in this world, okay, and there's a scripture, I think it's in Ephesians, but it's, we don't battle flesh and blood, but principalities and high places and wicked spaces and something like that. Okay, and you fought yourself because they told you a story that wasn't the truth, and because they kept feeding it to you, you believed it, and you walked in that, you lived in that, and you believed that story to be true. But guess what? The story is an illusion. It is not the truth of who you are. You may not be where you wanted to be. You may not be at the highest state. You may not be living up in the mansions in the hills. Okay, you may not have all the resources you desire to have, but you have to understand that from childhood, they fed you a story after story. Okay, they programmed you to believe a certain way of being and doing. That's like people who are self-sacrificing and martyrdom. Okay, they told you that that was the what's the word, what's the word, like you're honored for that, like honorable. So yeah, honorable. They teach you and they tell, oh, that's honorable, that's right, that's good, but it's not. It is not. It is not. It is false. It is wicked. It is not the truth. You lose yourself because they didn't want you to honestly walk in your true divinity. They didn't want you to be in your sovereignty. They wanted you to believe the story against yourself. So you kept putting a mask on and another mask on and another mask on just to survive instead of thriving. And that storyline is coming to an end, especially with the Saturn place, the Saturn going in. I think Saturn is going into Aries, and Aries and Uranus is going into Aries or something like that. And then we have these retrogrades, and like there's a lot stuff going on planetarily. Okay, it's a lot cosmically. Okay, there's a lot going on. But I'm just here to and another song that just popped in my head, encourage my soul and let us journey on. For the night is dark and the morning light appear. Ready? That song goes, the storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. That's when the choir, they be like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh," and they hit the note higher and higher. See, I'm an alto, okay? So I can't hit them soprano. I be trying, but I be sounding, okay? I struggle with alto, but shoot, yeah, it's better. I try to keep it at the range that I am, all right? And that's another thing. You're learning how to accept where you are limited in that moment. There's times where you have the energy to excel and go far. Use that time. And then there's going to be times where God is going to sit you down and say, hey, I think you need a break. I think you need a moment. I think you need a time to um, sit and analyze all that has been going on and take care of you. I think you need that moment. And then sometimes God is going to say, hurry up, let me put a fire under you and get you going. Okay? Whatever the situation, the more you accept your divinity that is in you, okay? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Okay? We all came here to give a message of in different ways. Okay, for some people it's just them being. They don't have to say nothing. They just walk and they make a difference and that's it. Some people they gotta walk and talk and they gotta show and tell and they gotta do all these things. And so you have to just understand where you are in this phase. But I do know that the message that is really strong is that you are a lighthouse. And you being the lighthouse, why are you rushing to go to all these places and people when the divine is saying you must be? I will guide you to where you must go. You need to lean on me and not to thy own understanding. And remember, God is in you. So when I say lean on me, God is in you. So you're leaning in you, that is God in you. It is not just what you see outside of you, which is God. Everything is God. Okay, maybe everything is God, everything. But God is in you. He is in that space in you. That's why when you sit with yourself quiet and you just sit, you ever just go to the lake or the beach or just sit? That is God. That is you and God having a moment. And so you are being called and guided to just you and God have a moment. And that could be you can go for a walk and have that moment. That could be sitting outside. That could be sitting at your bed. That could be waking up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning and you having that moment with God. Okay? So I encourage you to walk by faith and not by sight. And when I say not by sight, not these eyes, because these eyes deceive. The eyes don't know because the eyes are only seeing the story that was, but not the story that God is working in behind the scenes. So you got to see with the eye, the true eye, the eye that can see all. Okay? You are brilliant, you are bright, you are wonderful, and you are a wonderful creation of the divine. And all that you do, and all that you are, and all that you say, speak life. Remember when you start feeling down and you're stressed out and you're upset and you're angry, remember that you made it through the last thing. And remember that it was hard then, but you made it through. You found a way. A miracle happened. Something happened and you made it through. So you got to call on the divine and speak life every single moment of every day. Take some time to pray. And some of y'all might just need to fast. Fast for 8 hours, 16 hours. Start off small. Maybe fast for a day, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. Some of y'all, you're professionals. You can fast for a week if you needed to. Some of y'all probably done fast about 20 to 30 days. Okay? You warriors out here. Okay? Some of y'all, you are warrior by heart, mind, and body. But the world told you you were weak. The world told you were a menace, an awkward being, like you're just your existence, like you should feel bad for existing. That's what they wanted. They wanted to distort your view of yourself. They wanted you to distort your vision of who you truly are. And who you truly are is a grand being and a grand I heard grand gesture. Like when God created you, God was like, look at this. Like just your existence is like a powerful gesture to the world, like, hey, look at me, look at this beautiful, beautiful person. Not even person, because when you look at the meaning of some of these words, I don't know. But look at this beautiful being, okay? This light. And the song that's popping into my mind is this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And then they go like, all in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And then they be like, all in my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. And so this is what I'm saying even in the song, it's not saying that I gotta go there to let it shine. It's saying in this me, who I am, I let it shine. You have to understand the divine is bringing you into this new part of your journey. Things had to slow down. They had to quiet up. Your phones might not be ringing as much. You might not be getting as many things that you thought you should have. Things had to slow down because the next phase of your journey, I saw 23 and I saw 28. So the next 23 to 28 years, the divine is bringing you to a place where you must know you don't have to do all the things the world tells you you must do in order for you to be successful. You will be successful because of who you are. So I'm going to guide you on the steps you're going to take. And the steps you're going to take, you must take heed because it's going to build you up. Okay? Because you don't have to move in what is it? Move in the state of desperation. Even if you are desperate, even if you feel like you don't know what you're gonna do, and you got this to pay, that to pay, the divine is saying that you're going to find a way because you are brilliant, you are bright, you are a vibrant being. You have the skills, you have what it takes to be great. So the divine is saying, chill. You doing too much. For some of you, just chill. You doing too much. Slow down. Okay. The way things are happening cosmically, just chill for a moment. Take a deep breath. You are whoever you are a jack of all trades. So you're definitely talented. You could do multiple things at one time. You can do a lot of things. Okay. So the divine is saying you're going to be that one in your lineage, the one that was prayed for into being from your ancestors and from the parents. For some of you, just for the parents that just was here, they prayed to just have and conceive a child. They prayed for you. And you're going to be that one that has so many talents and is able to actually use all these skills and talents you've learned thus far, where God had to slow you down, take you down. It felt like you was getting beat down. And you're going to see that everything that was preparation for right now and what is to come for you, it's going to be magical. You're going to be like, what? You're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked at the magic, the amazing experiences. Okay. I was listening to this song and the guy said, and the song is, life is a maze, but life is amazing. You get it? Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? Life is a maze. His name is Londrell, bruh. He's dope. He's poetic and he is high vibrational. He's elevating minds and he's helping us heal. Oh, baby, I'm telling you, listen, go find him. Find his stuff. But he said, life is a maze, but life is amazing. Like, bruh. Yes, life is a maze. Like you trying to get up out like a labyrinth. Okay. You trying to figure out how the freak do you know what I'm saying? But be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that God inside of you knows where you need to be and what you need to do. And you are being called to walk by faith and not by sight because you need more faith. You need more strength. You need more belief in the truth. This is why God has been breaking things down to build you up, because you need to be strong and you're knowing that you have been put in this position of authority for a reason. Okay? Some of these people have been thriving off your gifts, your ideas, your thoughts, your dreams, your goals. They have thrived off of that. Whether they're thriving because they took what you put out there, or they were energetically siphoning from you, they did some type of destiny swap, whatever that may be, whatever they did, okay? there's people that thrived off of your failure. God said no more. Okay? That season, they didn't understand that that was a season that needed to take place because you needed to be strong. You needed to be fierce. And I'm sorry, baby, but I got to bring it in. I got to reel it in. The story of Job. Okay? The story of Job. Job, okay, he was God, he honored God. He believed, he trusted, he had faith, okay? And in the story it says that he told Satan came to God and was like, "Yo, let's test him. I want to test him. Let's see if he actually really has the faith and the strength that he say he does in God, okay?" And what did he do? He took his children, he took his home, he took his property, then killed everything off. Like, I mean, that's cruel. I feel like that's cruel, but some of y'all have experienced that. This is you. You are literally a walking Job. This is you. If you are here and you seeing this, you're gonna see this later. You seeing it now. You are Job. Okay, you are Job. Okay, you went through it, like heavy on the went through it. Okay, and now you are going to see that things are turning around because your mind is being healed. Your thoughts are being changed. The way you move is shifting into a version of you that you have been guided to be, the version of you that is actually going to accomplish the things that God has told you that you're meant to accomplish. Okay, when you was a child, what was you experiencing? What did you dream of? What did you hope for? Get back into that. Tune into that childhood thoughts. Okay. But why I was bringing it up is you are powerful. You have been tested and you have tested yourself. Okay. I saw, what is it? Show thyself approved, study thyself approved, or show thyself approved. Okay. You have gone through so much that you are now being tested to see how, like, you've been being tested. Let me just take that back. You've been being tested. You've been tested to see how much strength you've gained. It was like, um, there was a story. Was it Daniel or I don't know if it was Daniel, uh, David. I'm not sure which one it is, but um he was captured and he was taken for I think 2 to 3 years. And in those 2 to 3 years he was held captive. He was trained by the enemy. He was trained by those who had captured him so that he could be a warrior in their war. But little did they know, okay, that you were put there to be um the catalyst for whatever change that is on its way, right? To be prepared, to be strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. So you have been that one to be strengthened. You are being strengthened. You're being called to be um to understand that yes, you have been in enemy camp. Yes, you have been with people who didn't like you. You've been people that abused you, used you, lied on you, lied to you, talked about you, made fun of you, stole from you, cheated on you, did everything you think of the negative, as negative as you could think, okay? They have done that to you. But you understand that you was in enemy camp, right? And those situations are what was a preparation for your strength in the position that God is going to put you in. Like you're literally being placed in a position of true power and authority. Okay. For some of you, you have a lot of doubt. But all that you had to go through with all of those people, your story, your testimony is going to change lives of millions. I don't mean hundreds and thousands, no. You're going to change the life of millions of people because of what you went through and you endured and you endured and you endured and you came up out of there. Once again, I heard, greater is he that is in me than he is in the world. You are learning that, and you're trying your best to do better, to be better, to live better, to talk better, to walk better, and to know that you can do great things. But you have to know and believe. Walk in your knowing, not just belief, but know thyself. Show thyself approved. And that's what the divine is showing you. And it's showing there's a lot of people, they said, anoint my head with oil and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. And that's what's being shown. Mercy is following you all the days of your life, and you have great things on its way. So remember, people pray for you to be in this position of authority. Your ancestors pray for you to be who you are right now and who you are becoming, okay? Because you've always been, but to become it in the physical flesh in this lifetime, yeah, baby, you becoming that. So I send you much love. Book a session with me, infinitepeace88.com. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who's tuned in and who will tune in. Peace and prosperity to all of us. Utilize the strength of yourself, your resolve. Okay? You are one of a kind. Peace.